One morning, Kuki and his friends gathered by the crystal waterfall. The water sounded different, rushing faster, more urgently. Suddenly, the kookaburra arrived with alarming news. The heart of the forest is weakening. The ancient trees are sickening. The flowers withering. Legend says only the lost seed of life can stop this. Kuki felt fear grip him. Could the forest really be dying? If so, what could they do to help? Dara, the giant lizard, produced an ancient tablet. This seed was split into 3 fragments long ago by our ancestors. Each piece is guarded by a different protector. The eagle of fire, the bear of ice, and the serpent of wind. The tablet then vanished in a puff of smoke, leaving the group in stunned silence. Wally scratched his ear nervously. So, we have to find 3 dangerous creatures and take the seed fragments from them, Pip squeaked. His usually vibrant colors drained. I don't want to upset any of them. Can't someone else go instead? Dara stepped forward, her usual calm replaced by a determined frown. We all agreed to help each other. Besides, who else would protect the forest? Kuki knew she was right. They had sworn to defend their home together. He took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. Well, then let's get started. I think the eagle of fire lives in the mountains. We should start there. As they began their journey, the air grew warmer, the vegetation thicker and lusher. But after days of climbing volcanic mountains, even Pip's normally cheerful chirps were strained. Then they saw it, a majestic eagle perched on a rock high above them. It was wreathed in flames that crackled and popped merrily. Brave, but small, the eagle boomed, its voice echoing like thunder. You come to challenge me? Kuki gulped, suddenly intimidated by the bird's raw power. As the eagle swooped down, readying itself for battle, Pip piped up. Wait, hold on. We don't want to fight or take the seed by force. The eagle paused, tilting its head in curiosity. Then what do you want? Kuki took a deep breath and spoke with quiet confidence. We only wish to borrow it. We believe the seed inside you can save our forest, but we won't ask the others the same if it comes to that. The eagle studied the young hero, surprised by his courage and sincerity. Finally, it dipped its head, plucking a red seed fragment from its chest and dropping it into Kuki's outstretched hand. You have earned this. May it serve you well. With a grateful nod, Kuki pocketed the seed. It thrummed warmly in his hand, filling him with cautious optimism. They thanked the eagle and made camp near the volcano's base for the night. Kuki couldn't shake off a nagging feeling. Did they really have a chance of saving the forest? The next day, they left the mountains behind and headed for the frozen tundra. There, amidst the snow and ice, they soon spotted a colossal polar bear lumbering towards them. It was the bear of ice, its fur as white as the driven snow, its eyes like chips of ice. You seek the second fragment, it rumbled, its voice chilling. Then prove your worth by defeating me. Before Kuki could respond, the bear charged, sending a flurry of snow into the air. Kuki quickly called upon his animal allies, summoning a troop of nimble mountain goats. Help me! Defeat the bear, he cried, and maybe it will give us the seed willingly. However, the bear as the lead tossed the goats aside like rag dolls. Wally whimpered, backing away. I don't want to get hurt. But Kuki refused to give up. Seizing an opening, he challenged the bear to a playful chase. At first, the bear seemed confused by Kuki's unusual strategy, but eventually, a smile softened its icy features, and it joined in the game. After hours of joyful frolicking in the snow, the bear lay panting on the ground, exhausted but exhilarated. You are strong and cunning, it finally admitted. I yield the fragment to you. The bear closed its eyes as Kuki approached, placing the blue fragment on its chest. There, it murmured sleepily. Take it. With the 2 fragments now in his possession, Kuki felt a growing sense of urgency. They still needed the green fragment, and according to legend, it was guarded by the most elusive of all, the serpent of wind. Reaching the top of the cliffs, the group found nothing but the endless expanse of the sky and the sound of whistling wind. Where are you hiding, serpent? Kuki called out. Show yourself. Suddenly, a gust of wind knocked him off balance. Startled, He clung to the cliff face as the serpent taunted him from above. "If you cannot catch me, you stand no chance." Dara calmed the others with a raised hand. "It's no use fighting it directly," she said. Eyes narrowed in thought. "We need to be smarter." The kookaburra then swooped into the air, its sharp eyes scanning the horizon. "I see something," it cried, pointing its beak towards a distant cave. "Let's hope this leads to where it lives." Inside, the tunnel walls shimmered with moisture, and the air grew warmer with every step. Then they saw it, an invisible serpent dancing gracefully before them, its body swaying to a rhythm only it could hear. Dara consulted the ancient tablet again, its surface glowing faintly in her hands. "It's here," she whispered. "But how do we get it to appear?" Just then, Kuki noticed his mother's favorite necklace lying on the ground. Without hesitation, he put it around his neck and began to sing her lullaby. The sound of his singing filled the cavern, weaving a comforting melody through the tunnels. As he continued, the invisible serpent slowly began to materialize, its form solidifying into view. It regarded Kuki for a moment, then dipped its head and nudged a green seed fragment into his hands. "You are worthy," it whispered, its voice like the rustling of leaves. "Here's the last piece." Holding all 3 fragments, Kuki felt their combined power surging within him. He raced back to the waterfall, hoping it wasn't too late. When he arrived, the trees were wilting and the flowers drooping. The crystal water seemed dull and lifeless. Rushing to the edge, he dropped the seeds into the waterfall and watched in suspense. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the water began to glow with renewed energy. The trees straightened, their leaves unfurling in the sunlight. The flowers lifted their heads, their petals unfurling in vibrant colors, and the music of the forest swelled once more, joyous and alive. But suddenly, a dark figure lunged from the shadows. It was the Tasmanian devil, his eyes blazing with malevolent intent. "At last, this power will be mine," he snarled, reaching for the seed. But the seed sensed his malice and shattered into a million sparkling pieces. The devil recoiled in terror as the fragments rained down around him. Blinded and confused, he fled into the darkness, vowing revenge. Dara gasped in revelation. "The seed was never meant to be used for power," she exclaimed. "Its purpose was to give love to the forest." Kuki looked at his friends, their faces illuminated by the crystal waterfall's glow. Together, they had saved their home. That night, as the forest celebrated, Kuki stood beside his mother. She nuzzled him, her eyes shining with pride. "You are not just my child anymore," she said softly. "You are the forest's own." Looking up at the night sky, Kuki saw that the light from the crystal waterfall had painted a new constellation, Kuki's heart. And the forest whispered another secret: adventure never ends. It only changes form. And so, under the light of Kuki's heart, the heroes knew their adventures were far from over. Their next chapter would lead them to a mysterious underground kingdom where new challenges and friendships awaited. But that's a story for another time. For now, Kuki and the friends looked at each other, ready to face whatever came next. After all, they had saved the forest, proving that even the smallest hero can make a big difference. And you can continue that adventure by clicking on the next episode. See you next time.